Good morning. The birds are singing. It's a little cloudy here. Might be why we're only going to hit a high of 90. I'm grateful for that. We've been having triple digit, and I don't run my AC. I have swamp coolers, and I have a portable AC that doesn't sit in the window. The hose sits in the window, and it sucks the heat out of the room. So I've only been living in half my home. Not really ready to go back to full time work because I work for a school district, but yeah, I'm ready for cooler weather. I don't like heat too much. doesn't do much good for me. Makes me grumpy. Okay, so we are in the book of Judges. We only have three chapters left before we're done with Judges. Then we will go into the book of Samuel. Yeah, we're clipping along, trying to get as much of this done as I can as quickly as I can because this is vital. It really is. We need to be in the Word every day. Um, so yeah, sorry, distracted. Okay, so we are in the book of Judges, chapter 19, and let's pray. Holy Spirit, you are always welcome here. We want you. We need you. We thank you for spiritual wisdom, revelation, understanding, knowledge, discernment. Thank you for um, providing us with discerning of spirits. Thank you for leading us and guiding us and directing us and doing all the wonderful things that you do for us, even though we don't deserve it. Thank you for opening up our eyes, our spiritual eyes and ears, our minds and our hearts to you to receive your word, our daily bread. Thank you for forgiving us of all of our sins, past, present, future, known, unknown, intentional, unintentional, and transgressions. Okay, let's rock this. Okay, horror in Geba. And it was in those days when there was no king in Israel, for a certain Levite lived in the side of Mount Ephraim, who took for himself a concubine from Bethlehem, Judah. Okay, y'all. Sorry, felt like I had just read this yesterday and recorded it. I had to double check. Okay, and his concubine played the harlot against him. Okay, now I know we have it. Played the harlot against him and went away from him to her father's house in Bethlehem, Judah. And there was there for 4 months. Then her husband got up and went after her to speak friendly to her, to bring her again, having his servant with him and a couple of donkeys, and she brought him to her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him, and his father-in-law, the damsel's father, detained him, and he stayed with them for 3 days. So they ate and they drank and they lodged there. And it was on the fourth day that when they got up early in the morning that he rose to leave, and the damsel's father said to his son-in-law, "Comfort your heart with a morsel of bread, and after that go your way." And they sat down and ate and drank, both of them together. Y'all, I don't know what that clunking is on the computer. Sorry. Hopefully it's not disturbing you too much. For the damsel's father had said to the man, "Be content, I pray you, and delay all night." and let your heart be merry. And when the man got up to depart, his father-in-law urged him. Therefore he stayed there again, and he got up early in the morning on the fifth day to depart. And the damsel's father said, Comfort your heart, I pray you. And they tarried until noon, and both of them ate. And when the man rose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law, the damsel's father, said to him, Behold, now the day is toward evening, and I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day grows to an end. Lodge here, so your heart will be merry, and tomorrow get on your way early, so that you can go home. But the man would not delay that night, but got up and left, and came over opposite Jebus, which is in Jerusalem, and there were with him 2 donkeys saddled. His concubine also was his concubine was also with him. And when they were in Jebus, the day was far spent, and the servant said to his master, Come now, please, and let us turn into the city of the Jebusite and lodge in it. And his master said to him, We will not turn aside into the city of a stranger. This is not of the children that is not of the children of Israel. And we will cross to Gibeah. And he said to his servant, Come and let us draw near to one of these places to lodge all night in Gibeah or Ramah. And they passed on, and they went their way, and the sun went down upon them when they were by Gibeah, which belongs to Benjamin. And they turned aside there, and to go into the to go in to lodge with Gibeah. And when he went in, he sat down in a street of the city, for there was no one that took them into his house to lodge. And behold, there came an old man out of the field from his work at evening, and this man was from Mount Ephraim, and he lived in Gibeah. But the men of the place were Benjamites. And when he had left lifted up his eyes, he saw a traveling man in the street in the city. And the old man said, Where are you going? And from where have you come? And he said to him, We are passing from Bethlehem, Judah, toward the area of Mount Ephraim, and I am from there, and I went to Bethlehem, Judah, but I am now going to the house of the Lord, and there is no one who takes me into his house. Yet there is both straw and provision for our donkeys, and there is bread and wine also for me and for my handmaid and for the young man who is with your servants. There is no lack of anything. And the old man said, Peace be with you. However, let all your needs be upon me, only do not stay in the street. So he brought him into the house and gave him provisions to the donkey. And they washed their feet, and they ate, and they drank. Now, as they were making their hearts merry, behold, the men of the city, wicked people, surrounded the house, beat at the door, and spoke to the master of the house and the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into your house, so that we can know him. Okay, y'all understand what's happening here? They wanted to be intimate with the men wanted to be intimate with the men. I hope you kind of get what I'm going at, or where this is going. And the men, the man, the master of the house, went out to them and said to them, "No, my brothers, no, I beg you, do not act so wickedly. Seeing that this man has come into my house, do not do this villainy. Behold, here is my daughter and maiden and his concubine, and I shall bring them out now, and you humble them and do with them what seems good to you, but do not do so vile a thing to this man." This is what frustrates me. This really frustrates me. They were okay with sending out women to be abused. And I, I'm not going to say it. I'm just not going to say it. Just it frustrates me. But the men would not listen to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her out to them, and they knew her and abused her all night until the morning. And when the day began to dawn, they let her go. Then the woman came in the dawning of the day and fell down at the door of the man's house where her master, was still until it was light. And her master got up in the morning and opened the doors of the house and went out to go this way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, had fallen at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. And he said to her, "Get up, let us be going." But there was no answer. Then the man took her up upon a donkey, and the man rose up and went to his place. And when he had come into his house, he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine and divided her according to her bones into 12 pieces, and sent her throughout all the borders of Israel. And it was so that all that saw it said, "There was no such deed done nor seen from the day that the children of Israel had come up out of the land of Egypt to this day. Consider it, take counsel, and speak your minds." That concludes chapter 19. Now for chapter 20, punishment for the wickedness. Then all of the children went out, and the congregation was gathered together as one man, from Dan even to Beersheba, with the land of the Gilead, to the Lord in Mizpah. And the chiefs of all of the people and all of the tribes of Israel presented themselves in the assembly of the people of God, 400,000 foot soldiers that drew a sword. Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel had gone up to Mizpah. Then the children of Israel said, "Tell us, how was this wickedness?" And the Levite, the husband of the woman that was slain, answered and said, that I came to Gibeah that belongs to Benjamin, I and my concubine, to lodge. And the men of Gibeah rose against me and surrounded the house by night. They thought to slay me, and they forced my concubine, so she is dead. And I took my concubine, and I cut her in pieces, and sent her throughout the whole country, and of the inheritance of Israel, for they have committed lewdness and villainy in Israel. Behold, you are all children of Israel. Here, give your advice and your counsel. And all of the people rose as one man, saying, "We will not any of us go to his tent, neither will any of us turn to his house. But now this will be the thing which we will do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it, and we will take 10 men of 100 throughout all of the tribes of Israel, and 100 of the thousands out of 10,000, to fetch provisions for the people, so that they can do, when they come into Gibeah of Benjamin, according to all of the villainy that they have wrought in Israel. So all of the men of Israel were gathered against the city, knit together as one man, and the tribes of Israel sent men throughout all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, What wickedness is this that is done among you? Now, therefore, deliver to us the men, the wicked people of Gibeah, so that we can put them to death and put away evil from Israel. But the children of Benjamin did not listen to the voice of their brothers, the children of Israel. But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the cities to Gibeah, to go out to battle against the children of Israel. And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the cities 26,000 men that drew sword, besides the inhabitants of Gibeah, that were numbered 700 chosen men. Among all of these people were 700 left-handed chosen men. Each one could sling stones at a hair and not miss. And the men of Israel, besides Benjamin, were numbered 400,000, men that drew the sword, and all of these men of war. And the children of Israel rose and went up to the house of God, and asked counsel of God, and said, Who of us will go up first to battle against the children of Benjamin? Judah will go first. And the Lord said, Judah will go first. And the children of Israel rose up in the morning and camped against Gibeah. And the men of Israel went out to battle against Benjamin. The men of Israel put themselves in array to fight against them in Gibeah. And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah, and destroyed down to the ground of the Israelites that day 22,000 men. It says here that the Israelites were defeated because of their sins. Since here we have sinners going against sinners, in the end the sinners of Benjamin were beaten. And the people and the men of Israel encouraged themselves, and set their battle again in array in the place where they put themselves in array the first day. And the children of Israel went up and wept before the Lord until evening, and asked counsel of the Lord, saying, Will I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And the Lord said, Go up against him. And the children of Israel came near against the children of Benjamin the second day. And Benjamin went out from Gibeah against those the second day, and destroyed down to the ground the children of Israel, again 18,000 men. All these drew the sword. Then all of the children of Israel and all of the people went that day until evening, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. And the children of Israel inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. And Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days, saying, Will I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or will I cease? And the Lord said, Go up, for tomorrow I shall deliver them into your hand. And Israel sent ambushers around Gibeah, and the children of Israel went up against the children of Benjamin on the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah, as at other times. And the children of Benjamin went out against Wow, this was longer than I thought it was. The people were were drawn away from the city, and they began to strike the people and kill, as at other times in the highways, which one goes up to the house of God, and the other to Gibeah in the field, about 30 men of Israel. And the children of Benjamin said, they are struck down before us as at the first. But the children of Israel said, let us flee and draw them from the city to the highways. And all of the men of Israel rose up out of their place and put themselves in array at Baal Tamor. And the ambushers of Israel came out of their place, out of the meadows of Gibeah, and they came against Gibeah 10,000 chosen men out of all of Israel, and the battle was severe, but they did not know that evil was near them. And the Lord struck Benjamin before Israel, and the children of Israel destroyed of Benjamin that day 20,100 men. All these drew the sword. And Gibeah destroyed. And so the children of Benjamin saw that they were beaten, for the men of Israel gave place to Benjamin, because they trusted the ambushers that they had set aside Gibeah. And the ambushers hurried and rushed upon Gibeah, and the ambushers drew along and struck the entire city with the edge of the sword. Now there was an appointed sign between the men of Israel and the ambushers, that they should make a great cloud of smoke rise up out of the city. And when the men of Israel retired in the battle, Benjamin began to strike and kill of the men of Israel about 30 persons. For they said, surely they are struck down before us as in the first battle. But when the cloud began to rise up out of the city in a pillar of smoke, the Benjamites looked behind them, and behold, the whole city ascended in flames to heaven. And when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw that evil had come upon them. Therefore they turned before the men of Israel to the way of the wilderness. But the battle overtook them, and those who came out of the city were destroying them in their midst. And they surrounded Benjamin all around and chased them, driving them from the place of refuge to the place over against Gibeah toward the east. And there fell Benjamin 18,000 men, and all of these men were men of valor. And they turned and fled toward the wilderness to the rock of Rimmon, which means pomegranate. And they gleaned 5,000 men of theirs in the highways, and pursued hard after them to get them, and slew 2,000 of their men, so that all that fell that day Benjamin were 25,000 men who drew the sword. And all of these were men of valor. But 600 men turned and fled into the wilderness to the rock Rimmon, and lived in the rock Rimmon for 4 months. And the men of Israel turned again upon the children of Benjamin, and struck them with the edge of the sword, as well as the men of every city, the cattle, and all that was found. Also all the cities which were found they set on fire. And that concludes chapter 20. Wow. I know that story pretty very well. That was good English. Um, it needed to be done. I don't know if y'all noticed or not, but apparently much of the Israelis have become very lax in being faithful to God and committing sins. And I'm not judging. We are all sinful people. We all still sin, even no matter how saved we are. Um, And these days we don't go and slaughter each other, but we go to each other in love, and we'll learn about that when we get into the New Testament, when we're listening to what King Jesus has to say. In the meantime, I call you the head and not the tail, above and not beneath, highly blessed and highly favored of the Lord, and I will see you in the next chapter. Have a blessed day.